Hello and welcome to the DIY Kitchen Stadium in Wakefield, where we're here for this Betfred Championship Round 17 clash between Wakefield Trinity and Featherstone Rovers. A big clash this Sunday afternoon, with Featherstone looking to bounce back after a disappointing defeat to Doncaster at home last time out, whereas Wakefield coming to the game after suffering a surprise defeat to Toulouse, just their first defeat of the championship season at the hands of Toulouse in France last year. Both sides will be looking to get back to winning ways if they can this afternoon. We're just a few minutes away from kick-off here. The 3 o'clock kick-off for all of the action, and we've got the team news in front of us just before kick-off. Featherstone make 4 changes to the side that lost out to Doncaster through a mixture of injury and players unavailable for other reasons, with Louis Gorman, Toby Warren, Danny Addy and Connor Jones all dropping out of the matchday 17. Into James Ford's sides comes Maddox Jeffrey, who makes his debut, his professional debut after joining from Wigan Warriors. Actually a Featherstone Lions junior in actual fact, but coming over for the rest of the season from Wigan. And Sammy Kabula will make his debut starting at loose forward after coming on loan for the rest of the year from Cassava Tigers. Also into the lineup come Josh Hardcastle and Leo Tennyson. So Featherstone's lineup like this: Greg Eden is the fullback with a 3-quarter line of Maddox Jeffrey, Connor Barley, Greg Miniken and Connor Wynn. Ben Reynolds partners Caleb Aikins in the halves with his 100th career appearance this afternoon. Gadwin Springer, Harry Bowes and Ben Nakabawa up front, with Josh Hardcastle, who returns from some suspension, in the back row alongside Brad Day, and Sammy Kabula is the loose forward, with a bench of Jack Arnold, Maurice Camano, Leo Tennyson and Zeus Silk. Charlie Harris is the 18th man. Wakefield, they make 3 changes to the side that lost in France last week, with Ian Thornley, Liam Kay, Kai Rodwell all dropping out of the side, and Darryl Powell able to recall Jermaine McGilvray, Toby Boothroyd and Isaac Shaw into his matchday 17. So Trinity lineup like this: Lachlan Walmsley is the fullback, 3-quarter line of Jermaine McGilvray, Jack Croft, Ollie Pratt and Daryl Alferts. Luke Gale partners Max Jowett in the halves. Up front for Wakefield, Josh Bowden, Liam Hood and Luke Bain, with Matty Ashurst, Josh Griffin and Jay Pitts in the back row. Plenty of experience, of course, at Super League level in that back row. And on the bench for Trinity, Caleb Welle, Toby Boothroyd, Tommy Doyle and Isaac Shaw. Liam Kay drops to 18th man. And yes, an interesting matchup between these two sides. Interestingly, this is the 173rd meeting between the two clubs, but actually the first time that Featherstone have faced Wakefield at Bellevue Stadium since 1998. In the reverse fixture earlier this season, Wakefield got over the top of Featherstone late with a 20-12 win at Post Office Road back in March. However, Featherstone, one of the 2 clubs to actually inflict defeat on Wakefield in a competitive fixture this year, beating them in the Challenge Cup in extra time. That Gareth Gale trying extra time in the mud bath at Featherstone earlier in the season. As both sides come out onto the field, Brad Day looks like the skipper for the afternoon in the absence of the injured Danny Addy. And Featherstone in their change turquoise and navy strip. Wakefield, of course, in their traditional white, blue and red strip. There's a great crowd coming, packed out to see the sides of the DIY Kitchen Stadium. Wakefield building some real momentum. But we'll just take a quick short break for a minute's applause for to celebrate the life of Bill Arthur, the commentator for Sky Sports, who tragically lost his life this week. We will pay tribute to him and his family with a minute's applause shortly. There you have it. Gone but not forgotten, the legendary Sky Sports commentator Bill Arthur. And we're just about ready to get this game underway here in Wakefield. Betfred Championship round 17. It's Wakefield Trinity versus Featherstone Rovers. This is arguably one of Featherstone's biggest tasks, biggest tests of the year. The formidable Wakefield Trinity, just one loss all season in the championship. Runaway leaders at the top of the table. Featherstone in 6th place with 8 wins, 8 losses. Looking to keep their place in the championship top 6. And we'll see what unfolds in the next 80 minutes. Featherstone will be kicking off, and Wakefield will receive the first set of the game. And Featherstone attacking from left to right as we see it. The man in the middle, I believe, is James Vella for this one. There's the Featherstone fans in front of us at this revamped Bellevue, now known as the DIY Kitchen Stadium. A terrific facility Wakefield have built here in their bid to return to Super League after just one season in the 2nd tier. And with their results on the field, they'll be putting forward a strong case for Featherstone. It's all business here, get themselves back in the winner's circle. As Ben Reynolds gets the game underway, kickoff taken by Jowett and given on to Bain, who just crashes into the defenders. Kabula with the first tackle, elevated into the starting lineup late before kickoff here as Griffin, formerly of Hull FC, tackled just outside his 20. Pitts with the play, the ball goes out to Gale, on to Ashurst. Familiar sight for Wakefield fans, working in that left channel. The captain, one of the most experienced men on the field, of course, plays it 30 out. Pitts, second touch for him. Taking in the tackle of Bowes. Starting at hooker, as he often has done, interchanging between him and Connor Jones, but Connor Jones missing his first action of the season. Ever present up till now, is back in Australia for a short period as Wakefield 10 metres into Featherstone territory on the last. Gale will kick it centre field under a little bit of pressure from Kabula, but now this one coming across. Eden will take it under no real pressure, and he's brought to ground in a trio of Trinity jerseys 10 metres away from the line. That's Jeffrey with his first touch. Senior professional level. For minimal gain, comes forward out in front of Wynn, nearly went without it, reeled it in the end and comes forward. He's brought down 15 metres away from his line, so Wakefield up in the ante here physically as Nakabawai just tucks the ball under his wing, tries to get them going forward up to the 20. That's 3 tackles gone for Featherstone. Kabula now bumped and he's knocked to the ground there and he's lost the ball in the tackle there, Sammy Kabula. And it's Josh Bowden getting the applause for that. A huge shot up and under the ball. And a first touch that Kabula on his debut for Featherstone will want to forget quickly. And Featherstone, importantly, need to respond here with a good defensive set as Wakefield will have the set of 6, 30 metres away from the Featherstone line in the opening couple of minutes. So the scrum feed is won, ball comes out to Gale. Gale shapes to give it inside, eventually does so for Pratt. Pratt is picked up and driven into the ground there, and he's lost the ball now. And this are given us a knock on. And Nakabawai, Springer and Kabula all in there, high-fiving and backslapping. They just picked Pratt up and dumped him on his back, and they respond right back with a big tackle of their own to force the error. And that will be a scrum feed now in the same place to Featherstone, 30 metres away from the line. So just what James Ford would have wanted in response from his side defensively after coming up with the error, forcing one themselves on play one. Wakefield will be disappointed they weren't able to exert a bit more pressure there on the Featherstone line. And that's really brought the Featherstone faithful to their voice as they come forward now through Barley, straight off the scrum win, takes a couple of metres forward, eventually brought down by Jowett. He'll play it just shy of the 40. Kabula, second touch, keeps hold and takes a couple of metres further forward there, eventually brought down by Bain, just short of the halfway line. Bowes acting half. Springer, first touch for him, straight through the middle of the ruck. Takes players a couple of metres into Wakefield territory now for the first time, Featherstone. Kabula, flat pass there for Nakabawai, just backpedals onto his back, 40 metres away from the line now. Couple of tackles remaining. They've got them loaded on the right-hand side. Aikens into the line, gives it out to Eden. Eden squares the line. Minikin double pumps, cuts back in field here. Minikin, he's got Aikens in support. He's almost cut in half there in a great tackle from Liam Hood. A try saver. Last one for Featherstone. The ball is with Reynolds. He floats the kick out wide, looking for Wynne. Bats it backwards to Barley. Can he get away from McGilvray? He can't. As the Wakefield defence regroups. Desperate stuff needed from Trinity and desperate stuff provided. It was Hood who came up with a try saver. Aikens on the far right-hand side of the post. And Reynolds looped the kick all the way over to the left edge. It was battered back by Connor Wynne, but McGilvray went in to close it down on Connor Barley. And that's the turnover. Wakefield tried to clear their line here, but enterprising stuff and a good set of 6 there from Featherstone. After a shaky start from the error, really opened up Wakefield there, and desperate defence managed to get them out of trouble. They come forward now. Through Alforts. Hoodward acting half. Is it on to Bowden? Bowden. Another ex-Hull player in the Wakefield lineup. Just driving himself forward to the 40-metre line. He'll go down a couple of metres short. Chief tackler there was Aikens. They come short side down the left. Gale looks inside, gives it outside to Pratt. Pratt is put to ground there by Nakabawa and Hardcastle. That'll be the last one. Gale kicking from halfway. Puts the ball high here. This will be collected by Eden. Not many issues there with that take. Crabs across field and he's brought to ground in a smothering tackle there from Pitts. The 1%ers that Pitts does so well. Jeffrey almost beat the first man, but eventually brought to ground by Bowden. Still inside their own 20 here as Wynne comes forward, skips across field and looks to take on Bain and takes him a few metres forward. Goes down just shy of the 30, eventually wrapped up by Jowett as well. Day comes forward, no nonsense carry, picks up 2 or 3 valuable metres for his side. They come forward, Nakabawa now. Just goes down a metre or 2 short of the halfway line. That'll be the last one for Featherstone. Short side play. The kick down the line it goes. It takes one bounce away from Walmsley, eventually gets it at the second attempt. He's coming across the field. What's the chase like? Bowes did really well to cut off his space and Aikens finishes him off. So Wakefield will take over possession 20 metres away from their own line. 7 minutes gone here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. It's Wakefield 0, Featherstone 0. As Alforts crabs across field, gives the ball to Pratt. Pratt through the half gap. Brought to ground there in a desperate tackle from Hardcastle. Wakefield rolling forward here as Pitts gives the ball to Griffin. Griffin, such a strong ball carrier, Josh Griffin, eventually put to ground there by Reynolds. 40 metres away from the line. Short side play for Jowett. Gives it out to Croft, onto McGilvray. McGilvray now weaving back in field. He finds the offload there for Walmsley. Walmsley's cut down in a desperate tackle there on that far side by Barley. Last tackle, they're 10 metres away from the line. Jowett's going to kick to this far left corner. Alforts bats it forward. It's taken by Minikin, and Minikin is bundled over the dead ball line. And it's given that the first touch must have been off Maddox Jeffrey, and that will be a goal line dropout forced by Wakefield here. And more pressure coming up on the Featherstone try line here. It's Wakefield just looking to in fact, he's not given a goal line dropout, beg your pardon. On reflection with the touch judge, it must have been the initial touch was off Alforts. The referee did originally waive a goal line dropout, but it is just to play the ball for Featherstone. On second play here, Eden up to the 20-metre line. Plays it centre field. Springer now, relishing the challenge against this big forward pack of Wakefield. Will play the ball 30 metres out. Bowes skips across field, finds a short pass there for Nakabawa, who took it at a standstill, but still manages to pick up 7 or 8 metres forward. Kabula skips into the line and over the halfway line he goes. There's not a bad set of 6 from Featherstone. As Aikens kicks from 5 metres into Wakefield's half, coming down the middle of the field, a high kick taken by Walmsley, but again, under no real pressure. Both sides have been content to just put the ball in the air, but the kick chase is not able to put any real challenge on it as Croft comes across field. That's a penalty given against Featherstone. There can be no arguments there. Just creeping up high there was Connor Barley, and something that Featherstone can't afford to do here. Wakefield a difficult enough side to beat without giving them free field position, and that's exactly what Connor Barley did there. And the kick to touch finds touch 30 metres away from the Featherstone line. Tap is in the hands of Jowett, who gives it on now to Bain. Bain spins out of the tackle but goes to ground 30 metres away from the line. Bowden comes forward again, put down in the tackle of Nakabawa and Hardcastle. 20 metres away from the line now, Trinity. Score is still Wakefield 0, Featherstone 0. Pitts, out it comes to Jowett. Jowett comes in field to Griffin. That's a great tackle, ball and all there from Kabula. Just stopped him in his tracks. He'll play it 15 out, just to the right-hand side of the post. They come centre field. Pitts straightening the line. Dummies almost tried to get away from Nakabawa. Nakabawa comes again to bring him down a metre short. Just to the left-hand side of the post. Short side play for Bowden. Bowden's going to go close to scoring. In fact, he will score. The flat pass from Liam Hood at the line. The Featherstone defence was caught on their try line. One-on-one, Bowden with Hardcastle. Hardcastle went low, but he just spun out of the tackle, and the big prop forward, who's had a physical start to this game, crashes over the line just to the left-hand side of the post for Wakefield's first try. After just 10 minutes of the game gone here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium, it's Wakefield Trinity 4, Featherstone 0. There's a telltale sign. We'd said a moment ago that Featherstone can't afford to give away cheap penalties against the side with as much attacking prowess as Wakefield. They're giving them a piggyback down the field with the high tackle from Barley. And just a few tackles later, the craft of Liam Hood just right at the line. Flat pass was to Bowden, who took it at pace, spun out of the tackle, reached the line, and the first try of the game comes. But Featherstone just need to regroup, shake that off. They've absolutely more than held their own in the first 10 minutes of this game, being very physical themselves, getting upfield, and almost got on the score sheet themselves a few minutes ago. The key message here from James Ford is discipline. Don't give Wakefield any easy outs here, as Max Jowett has the conversion attempt from just to the left-hand side of the post to make this a 6-point advantage for Trinity. Steps up. And he adds the extra 2 here this afternoon. The scoreline now, Wakefield 6, Featherstone 0. What have Featherstone got in response here?
Max Jowett! It's Wakefield Trinity 6, Featherstone Rovers 0.
As Reynolds punches the ball downfield, it's a interesting one. In fact, it's gone a metre too far, straight over the touchline on the full, and just Featherstone compound the frustrations of conceding the first try with a penalty immediately off the kickoff. Ben Reynolds just getting the radar wrong there. He goes sailing out of play on the far left touchline side, and this will be a penalty on halfway to Wakefield. Exactly what you wouldn't want from a coaching point of view, as Gale finds touch on that far side, and Wakefield just like that will start their set now 30 metres away from the Featherstone line. Bain gives the flat pass to the try scorer Bowden, who just goes without it, and it's a double. It's picked up by Hardcastle, who's just driving the ball forward here. Hardcastle is eventually put to ground in a 3-man tackle, and Featherstone with a let off there have the ball now 5 metres short of halfway, after looking like they were going to be defending their own line once again, as Minikin up and over the halfway line now, plays it quickly. Buzz scampers out of dummy half, gives it to Reynolds. Reynolds out the back to Springer. Springer just bumps away from Croft, but he did just enough to knock him off his stride, and now the men coming from everywhere. Finds the offload for Dane. Good harassing defence from Wakefield. Pits the man to close that down. Featherstone actually losing a couple of metres on that play. Nakabawa straightens them up, gets them going the right direction this time. That'll be the third one for Featherstone. 30 metres away from the Wakefield line. Aikens, first receiver, digs in, gives it to Kabula. Kabula almost punching a hole through that defence there, but eventually put to ground by Ashurst. And that'll be 12 metres away from the line. He plays the ball. Short side raid here. Coming. Akins digs the ball into the in-goal area. It doesn't quite reach the in-goal. And Alfords cuts it off a metre short. He's put to ground by the kicker Akins. It's not a bad end of set there for Featherstone, kicking early in the tackle count. As they come forward again. And that's Pratt, who was absolutely smashed there by Hardcastle. Alfords comes once again, looking to clear the line. He'll play it 15 short, third tackle. Featherstone have Wakefield pinned inside their own half here, but that's a relieving run from Walmsley, who picks up 10 metres and gets a quick play of the ball for Hood. Hood scampers out of dummy half. He's put to ground 35 metres away from his line. This is the deepest Wakefield have had to kick from, but there's no chasers to put Gale under any pressure. He took 10 metres before even kicking that ball, and he's put it over the touchline there, and that could be a 40-20 to Luke Gale. And in fact, he'd just taken a step over the 40-metre line, in fact, so good relieving kick there from Gale. But just a little bit alarming sign there for James Ford's men. On the last tackle there, Gale got the ball at first receiver. He ran the best part of 10 metres before finding that kick, and they simply need to put more pressure on the kicker there in that situation. But Featherstone are in possession, trailing by 6 points to 0. The early Josh Bowden try after 10 minutes. As Wynne is pushed back in the tackle of Griffin. He plays it 15 out. Day, strong shot under the ball from Hood. Puts him to ground with a couple of other defenders in attendance. Still inside their own 20 here, Featherstone. This is really physical stuff from Wakefield. Minican, again, held in a three-man tackle. He's scragged to the ground, 20 metres away from the line once again here. Featherstone going nowhere fast upfield at the moment. Double pump pass there for Hardcastle. Hardcastle just takes a straight up carry, and he loses the ball in the tackle of Alfords. And he comes through the centre of the field, and Wakefield now with a set 30 metres away from the Featherstone line. It's all hands to the pumps defensively for Rovers as Walmsley just skips and stutters and eventually accelerates into the line. He's left Kabula on the ground, plays it quickly for Hood. Now Bain comes forward. He's put to ground by Bowes and Hardcastle. This is 5 metres away from the line, just to the left-hand side of the post, Wakefield. There you go. Short side play again. This time Hood going for the line, and he's held up. But it's a 6 again given against Featherstone for being offside. He's held up a metre short. Gale, dummies, goes himself, spins, puts the ball on the ground. As he got to the line there, Gale, he hasn't. He was a metre short. The short side play there for Bain. Bain tries to spin and go over the line as well, and he's held up over the line. Heroic defence, back-to-back from Featherstone. In fact, he's a metre short. He plays it for Pitts. Out to Jowett. Jowett's knocked down. The ball's knocked down. And Walmsley collects the scraps. Back to one again for Wakefield. This is really taxing for Featherstone here, but the referee's given a penalty now against Featherstone. I think it was for the high tackle on Walmsley, who picked up the loose ball there. Be interested to see what Wakefield do here. It's an easy 2 points and a 2-score lead if they want it here. But will they just want to put the ball through the hands here and really test out Featherstone's defence? It looks like they're going to do it. As Bain comes forward again. Plays it bang in front of the post. Ball comes out to Gale. Gale into the line. Walmsley taps it on for Alfords. Alfords is one-on-one and he's lost the ball there. Daryl Alfords. You could see what he was going to do. Is one of those where the player already has in mind what he's going to do before he's even caught the ball. And the ball just spilled out of his hands and over the touchline. And another let-off for Featherstone. But desperate defence on show from Rovers. You have to give them some credit there. There were 3 plays in a row where Wakefield just trying to punch and bully their way over the line. And Featherstone at every opportunity got hands under the ball and stopped them progressing, and now look to clear their line, which is something they've struggled to do so far as the score remains. Wakefield 6, Featherstone 0. Making about 17 minutes of the game gone here at DIY Kitchen Stadium. Minican comes forward now. Plays it on the 30-metre line. Bowes got a quick play of the ball, dummied, and runs into the clutches of Pitts, who just drives him back and puts him on the turf. Come forward again now. Jack Arnold, the man on the field. First change for Featherstone, plays it 5 short of halfway. Kabula, the man replaced, and a kick, low trajectory, one punch downfield, but taken on the full by Walmsley, and Walmsley just chews up territory, and he'll play it just shy of the 40. Wakefield certainly winning the field position battle in this game so far, as Olferts just tucks it under his wing, taken low by Bowes. Plays it 5 short of halfway. Hood skips out a dummy half. The ball coming out wide here now. To Croft through the hands of Griffin, and he cuts back infield. Jack Croft, that's a good tackle on that far side by Brad Day and Ben Reynolds, 30 metres away from the line. Another set restart coming against Featherstone. They're getting through a mountain of defensive work here in this energy-sapping warm afternoon in Wakefield. The sun beating down on the players as Gale skips inside, gives it to Bain again. Bain cut down by Hardcastle. Really testing the honesty of the inside defence from Featherstone. Pitts, ball playing out the back for Jowett, out to Walmsley. Walmsley on to Croft, out to McGilvray. McGilvray's going to be hard to stop. In fact, they won't stop him as Jermaine McGilvray scores in the far right corner. And all of the pressure eventually telling on Featherstone Rovers once again. They simply couldn't get upfield after heroic defence a few minutes ago, defending back-to-back sets. They managed a rushed kick under pressure. Walmsley caught it on the 40, and from there they just rolled their way downfield with a slick left to right shift through the hands from Jack Croft, supplying the final pass to Jermaine McGilvray, who just raced away and touched down in that right hand corner. And with just under 20 minutes of the game gone here at Wakefield, it reads Wakefield Trinity 10, Featherstone Rovers 0. And this game at the moment, from Featherstone's point of view, just been played at the wrong end of the field, sadly. They're struggling to get upfield. Wakefield have been extremely physical, front-loading their energy in defence in the opening 20 minutes, and it's really starting to show with Featherstone having to kick from deep downfield on that previous set. Wakefield playing the last 7 or 8 minutes of this game almost exclusively in Featherstone's half, and have come away with 2 tries, the most recent to Jermaine McGilvray. The scoreline at the moment, Wakefield 10, Featherstone 0. Jowett now with a conversion attempt from the far right touchline, a lot more difficult than his opening attempt. So he steps up to add the extra 2. It looks good off the boot. The flags go up, and Wakefield now, after 20 minutes of this game, lead Featherstone by 12 points to 0. The referee, James Vella, just having a word to Greg Minican and Caleb Aikens, perhaps asking a question of 1 or 2 things that have gone on in the last few minutes. As James Ford's gone to his bench again, Leo Tennyson on, Gadwin Springer off, as Reynolds gets the game back underway, taken by Walmsley. Walmsley just hands it on now to the Wakefield man. They come forward again now through Ashurst. I think it's Caleb Uwele who's on the field now for Wakefield as well, took that first carry. Ashurst plays it 30 metres out. Pitts doing a lot of ball playing, as I mentioned, on the inside, this time finding the pass inside for Bowden. They come short side again here. Gale just straight through the middle of the ruck, almost went past Nakabawai. Desperate tackle needed to pull him down. One-handed pick up from Hood. Hood bumps away from Hardcastle, who got his head in the wrong place. He's going forward. Hood tries to cut inside and gives it to Croft, and Croft's cut down unceremoniously by Jeffrey. This will be the last tackle, 10 metres away from the line now. The kick comes from Gale. It's knocked down there by Griffin, who got through for the ball but couldn't take it cleanly, knocked it on, and that will be a turnover. But warning signs again here for Featherstone. Wakefield going the best part of 90 metres downfield in that set after points, just rolling downfield with relative ease. Hardcastle is just in the hands of the trainer at the moment. It seems to be okay for the moment to carry on, but definitely got bumped off in an awkward looking tackle from Hood. As the offload comes out of the tackle, Tennyson trying to go forward, keeps hold of it in the end, thought about offloading himself, thought better of it, Plays it 10 metres out. Day. Good relieving carry there from Brad Day. Just a tough carry up to the 20-metre line. But Featherstone still deep inside their own half once again. Eden fires the pass out wide for Minikin. Minikin tries to go around his man. Can't get away from the attention of Gale. He'll play it 30 metres out. Slow play of the ball. Hardcastle. Back in the side this afternoon after serving his suspension. Reynolds. Short pass there for Nakabawai. Nakabawai standing in traffic. Put down 40 metres away from his own line on the last tackle. The clearing kick will come from Reynolds, who just cuts back through the middle of the field. Decent length on the kick, but Walmsley takes it cleanly on the full once again, and Featherstone not able to find any territory, but good tackle there from Arnold, forcing him back. This is better stuff from Featherstone. Alfords. Standing in the tackle again. Eventually put to ground by Hardcastle, who looks to have shaken off that knock. He's okay to carry on. He'll play it 40 metres away from the line, Daryl Alfords. McGilvray, the most recent try scorer, a little bit of footwork put to ground by Tennyson, straight up the middle of the ruck. 5 short of halfway, he'll play it. Hood, at acting half, gives it to Welle. Welle comes forward, really working over Nakabawai in the middle of the field. 40 metres away from the line now. Ashurst takes the drop off from Gale, and he's put to ground in a good tackle over the top there from Hardcastle. Wakefield will kick on the last. 30 metres out. Gale just puts a high kick up, looking for Alfords. That's taken really, really well by Maddox Jeffrey, who got high above Alfords, took it cleanly, made it his own, and gets the ball back for Featherstone. Minikin comes forward. And this time the penalty coming against Wakefield for a high shot on Greg Minikin, a really relieving penalty that Featherstone were looking for there. With 25 minutes gone here, the DIY Kitchen Stadium, it remains Wakefield 12, Featherstone 0. As Hardcastle takes the tap on the halfway following that penalty. Plays it 40 metres away from the line. This is the best territory Featherstone have had for the best part of 15 minutes now. As Akins just dummies it to the line and plays it. Eden hands on to Reynolds. On to Arnold. Arnold just winds up, takes the ball forward. He's put to ground 30 metres away from the line now. Reynolds out the back to Eden, who did well to take that. Slightly overrun the play, but reeled it in. And he's tackled 20 metres away from the line, just to the right-hand side of the post. They come back open side. The drop-off is for Kamano, who's on the field now for his first carry. It comes out to Reynolds now. Reynolds into the line. Flat pass there for Day. Day goes without the ball. And McGilvray snaffles up possession for Wakefield. Frustration there for Featherstone, who were building something nicely on that edge. And the knock-on given against Wakefield there. Have they taken the advantage here? I think the referee's going to rule that they haven't. It'll just be a play the ball 10 metres out. As they restart the game now. The Wakefield play the ball there. Isaac Shaw, the man who carried the ball, but Wakefield making an error there at the other end of the field. Jack Croft, the man who's gone without the ball, and this is rare and valuable possession for Featherstone. What have they got in attack here? Trailing by 12 points to 0, and a first real attacking set inside the Wakefield half for some time. Bowes plays it for Akins. Akins dummies, almost slipped the net himself. He's put to ground there by Shaw. Plays it 10 metres out. Bowes, flat pass there for Tennyson, and there's a forward pass out of dummy half. Just a cardinal sin there from Harry Bowes on just the second tackle. Really poor execution, it has to be said. Whether it's between the hooker and the forward, shouldn't be getting that wrong, especially when Featherstone have had no ball at the other end of the field. And a cheap turnover and a real let-off for Wakefield's defence there. Frustrating stuff from Harry Bowes, playing against his former side, of course. He'll be relishing this one. But he'll like that moment over again. Almost got caught in two minds there of where to go and held on to the pass too long as Wakefield look to clear their line now with a scrum from McGilvray. It's put to ground there by Brad Day. Plays it 20 out. Griffin was forward on that short side up to the 30. Put to ground by Reynolds. Alfords. Bundled backwards and put into the ground there by Arnold. A couple of metres gained. Hood out of acting half again. These quick play the balls for Liam Hood are really causing Featherstone some problems as Caleb Welle advances the ball right up to the halfway line now. Short side play again now for Griffin. Griffin just takes on Reynolds. He's put to ground 40 metres away from the Featherstone line on the last. Who's going to do the kicking this time? Gale once again. Hoists it high. It's taken there by Eden and a penalty goes against Featherstone. Must say there didn't look to be a lot in that one. It was for taking out one of the chasers. I'm not sure who the Wakefield man was. It could have been Lachlan Walmsley. Maurice Camano shakes his head, pleads his case to the referee. But out of nowhere, an unnecessary penalty on reflection. The kick had come up. Eden had it well covered. But a Wakefield player taken out in back play, and it really was back play. It was a good 20 metres away, 25 metres away from where the kick landed. The referee ruling it was obstructed as Shaw comes forward now off the tap restart. Wakefield sends blood in the water here. They've got 2-try advantage, looking to add to their tally here. Shaw plays it, Jowett now. Dummies, skips away from one, can't get away from the attention of Bowes. He'll play it 5 metres out, just to the right-hand side of the post now. The ball comes out to Pitts. Pitts out to Gale. Gale, quick pass there for Ashurst. Shut down really well there in the tackle of Minikin. He'll play it just to the left-hand side of the post. Hood scamps out dummy half, trying to pinch one himself. Liam Hood is going to go close to scoring as he got the ball down. He hasn't. It's a double movement against Liam Hood. And great defence from Featherstone in the end there as Hardcastle involved, Camano and Eden to halt his progress. Big powerful hooker, Liam Hood. Thought he'd got himself to the line but done so to Jim to have promoted the ball illegally. And Featherstone will have the chance to clear their line here. Reynolds finds touch on this near side. Featherstone will start their set 25 metres away from their own line. Just over half an hour gone here in Wakefield. It's Trinity 12, Featherstone 0. Featherstone's well and truly still in this game, but they simply need some ball up the other end of the field as Hardcastle is brought down 5 short of halfway. A couple of tackles gone in this set. Reynolds, flat pass there for Tennyson. Tennyson scragged to the ground, and there's a Wakefield man down in back play here. It's Caleb Welle who's jogging back into position now as Reynolds is collected a little bit high, but slipping in the tackle. So he's allowed to just get up and play the ball. Arnold comes forward again. Plays it now, 30 out. Last tackle. Reynolds hoists it high. Looking to put McGilvray under some pressure. McGilvray just comes through and takes it well. And he's put to ground by Day. It was a bit of a funny one there. The Featherstone had got 3 defenders in the picture, but none of them went up for the ball. McGilvray had a clean catch at it. And Wakefield already up and over the 40-metre line now through Walmsley. Featherstone just haven't been able to stop Wakefield going forward here, most crucially. Every time they get down the other end of the field, Wakefield are making 60, 70 metres on every set, and they're already into Featherstone's territory, I beg your pardon, as Gale drops off Ashurst. Good tackle down by the bootlaces by Hardcastle, halts his progress. Last one, 40 metres out for Trinity. Gale will do the kicking once again. Into the line, a low trajectory one this time, just takes the pace off the ball, rolls it into touch on this near side, and all of the players will take a short breather, walk into the scrum. Energy sapping conditions, as I've mentioned, this afternoon. 25 degrees in Wakefield as it stands. And I think everybody, all of the players were just grateful for a very brief rest there with the kick from Gale out of play. The ball been in play a lot so far in this game. Featherstone look to clear their line now. Arnold comes forward. Featherstone doing it tough here in terms of field position. Win skips away from one, bounces away from a second. Can't get away this time from Croft on that far side. Plays it now, Barley. In off his edge to take that carry. Shaw halts his progress 20 metres out. Featherstone still trapped at their end of the field here. Eden skips away from 1-2. He's held in the tackle there of Griffin. Put to ground. Big kick needed. Reynolds is going to have to kick from deep inside his own half again. He hoists it down. It's taken on the 30 by Walmsley, who picks it up and races over the halfway line. So this has just been a recurring theme of the game so far. Wakefield start their set inside the Featherstone half. Wakefield 12, Featherstone 0. With about 33 minutes of this game gone as Wakefield make a forced change. Caleb Welle struggling with a knee issue, has eventually succumbed to that. He's replaced by Boothroyd. Jowett takes the first receiver, gives it to McGilvray. McGilvray at pace is wrapped up by Kamano and Reynolds. Good defence on show there from Featherstone. He'll play the ball 20 metres away from the line. A 6 again given against Featherstone. Featherstone getting killed with these 6 again sets, just hanging on too long each time according to the referee, and the defence is piling up for the visitors once again. They play it 20 metres away from the line. Ball comes out to Gale. Gale shapes, gives it to Walmsley. There's a 2-on-1 here. Walmsley's going to go through the line and reaches the line, Lachlan Walmsley. And the try-scoring prowess of this winger continues. As there's a lovely right to left shift as we saw it. The double pump pass out the back from Gale put Walmsley in space on the outside of Greg Minikin. Minikin came and hauled him down, but Walmsley reached the line, got the ball over the try line. And with just 5 minutes of the half remaining, Trinity have their third score of the afternoon. It's Wakefield 16, Featherstone 0. There's certainly been no absence or no questioning the effort from Featherstone defensively. They've run their blood to water so far in this game, but they've just had to do far too much of it and at the wrong end of the field. And Wakefield have been patient. They haven't made many mistakes with the ball, and this time pulling the trigger with a right to left shift. Walmsley getting on the outside of his man, or just enough room to reach the line. And Featherstone's defensive line cracks. And now Featherstone staring down the barrel of a commanding Wakefield lead here, approaching half-time. So the referee eventually stops the clock, as Jowett has the conversion attempt from about 3 metres in from this left touchline, 25 metres out. He's taken it quite a way back. He's 2 from 2 so far this afternoon. Steps up to try and add the extra 2 once again. He's guided it between the posts. 3 from 3 so far from the Wakefield, well, full-back turn half-back this afternoon. Leads the scoreline now. Wakefield Trinity 18, Featherstone Rovers 0, live on FRTV. Featherstone need to finish the half strong here. Can't afford to concede any more points before half-time as the kick-off comes, taken by the most recent try scorer, Walmsley, who just hands it on to Shaw, and another penalty coming against Featherstone. Make the penalty count 5-2 in the favour of the hosts so far in this game, and just what Featherstone didn't need there, a penalty off the kick-off. It's just the first tackle. They find touch on the halfway line, or just short of the halfway line, in fact. Ball comes out now to Boothroyd. Boothroyd is wrestled to the ground there As they come forward again here through Jowett. Great tackle in off the edge there from Conor Barley. Just flew out of the line to close down the danger. And could that be a shot that fires them up as Shaw comes forward, bent backwards. He's lost the ball in the tackle, and Barley picks up the crumbs and will play the ball on the halfway line. So that's a great response there from Featherstone defensively. Two big plays from Conor Barley, trying to lift his teammates there. And Featherstone, with a few minutes to go to the break here, have a rare opportunity to try and open their account as Tennyson comes forward. Interestingly, Zeus Silk, the only player that we haven't seen in Featherstone colours so far in the match day 17. Featherstone 40 metres out. Reynolds dummies, goes himself. He's put to ground 30 metres away from the line. Plays it. Bowes gives it out to Aikens. Aikens flat pass there for Day. Day's going to be hard to stop. They won't stop Brad Day, and he scores to the left-hand side of the post. And a fantastic way for Featherstone to respond just before half-time. The short ball there from Reynolds was a delight. It was really well disguised, and that fine line back against the edge, back against the grain that Brad Day runs so well. He just powered onto the ball, straight through the line without a hand laid on him, and he rounded Walmsley, who got wrong-footed, lost his footing, and he ran round him to score next to the post. And that's just what Featherstone Rovers needed before the break. They opened their account for the first time this afternoon. It's now Wakefield Trinity 18, Featherstone Rovers 4. What a play that is from the standing captain for the day, Brad Day. And great play from Reynolds, put him through the gap. And he had the pace to get on the outside of Walmsley, who thought he was going one way, tried to adjust to go the other way, slipped, couldn't quite get back there. And Brad Day went in next to the post, and Reynolds will have an easy conversion attempt to close this gap to just 12 points heading into half-time, as Reynolds adds the conversion. Scoreline now, Wakefield Trinity 18, Featherstone Rovers 6. And I said a couple of minutes ago that they couldn't afford to concede any more points. Well, they've gone one better than that. They've got points themselves and brought themselves right back into the game on the stroke of half-time as the siren sounds. That will in fact be the last play of the half, and one that's been largely dominated in terms of field position and territory by Wakefield Trinity. And Featherstone, who've defended remarkably at times, have had to get through a mountain of work in this heat. Just getting the try before half-time to bring themselves back into the game. Wakefield led 18-0 after 35 minutes, thanks to tries to Josh Barron and Jermaine McGilvray and Lachlan Walmsley, all converted by Max Jowett. And then, as we just mentioned, on the stroke of half-time, Brad Day slicing through the Wakefield line, beating the fullback to score, converted by Ben Reynolds, has given Featherstone a lifeline here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. It's half-time in Wakefield. It's Wakefield Trinity 18, Featherstone Rovers 6. We'll take a few-minute break and we'll be back for all the second half action live on FRTV. Hello and welcome back to the DIY Kitchen Stadium in Wakefield. We're here at half-time for this Betfred Championship round 17 clash between Wakefield Trinity and Featherstone Rovers. Wakefield currently leading the game by 18 points to 6. 3 tries to 1 in the first half, but crucially for Featherstone, Brad Day crashing over just before half-time for his 6th try of the season. I beg your pardon, it's 8th try of the season. Try-scoring feat, impressive for a back rower, has given Featherstone a way back into this game. Featherstone receiving the first possession of the second half off the kickoff. They're attacking from right to left as we see it in this second half. Can they get an early score here and really trouble Wakefield? Have been almost all conquering so far, Wakefield Trinity, in this championship competition. Just one defeat to their name so far this season, and it came last week at the hands of Toulouse, as they're looking to front up defensively again here with Tennyson bundled backwards to his own 10-metre line. He'll play it for Reynolds. Reynolds gives the pass out to Barley. Barley's stopped and dropped. He does well there to avoid going into touch, and the penalty coming against Wakefield now for a second effort there on the ball. A flop coming in from Wakefield. And a great chance to clear their line here. As the kick comes in the near touchline here, and Wynne will play it, give it to Barley, who just taps it, gets the game back underway, and he gets up and over the halfway line, or just the first play for Featherstone. Great early attacking opportunity perhaps for the visitors, as Kamano looks to get the bumpers up, but pits in under the ball there. Brings him to ground on the halfway line. Arnold now, back through the main teeth of the defence there. So Shaw was there to meet him. Tennyson again, up to the 30-metre line, or just short of it. Ball centre field now for Reynolds. Out the back it comes. Aikens out the back now for Eden. Eden is met in a good challenge there by Croft, who pulls the ball free, and that should be 6 again here, and it is. Jack Croft seemed to have played at the ball there, pulled it out, and Connor Barley salvages possession for Featherstone. So this will just be the first tackle now for Connor Wynne. It's the first couple of minutes of the second half. Another 6 again coming for Featherstone. So this will be tackle 0. And the possession mounting up here now for Featherstone early in this second half. Kamano plays it 20 out, centre field. Ball comes out to Aikens. Aikens out the back it comes now to Reynolds. Reynolds double pumps, gives it to Minican. Good tackle coming in from Pratt on that far side. Plays it 10 metres out. Aikens back through the middle, on to Tennyson. Just a settler now for Tennyson. Big, tall opposing figure. And he's been stung in that tackle a little bit, Leo Tennyson. He plays it 5 metres out now. Ball comes out to Aikens. Reynolds into the line. He takes the ball. He's bundled to the ground there, and a strong tackle on the inside from Josh Griffin. A certain try saver there as he looked to dummy and go over himself. Aikens through the hands to Barley. Barley goes without the ball. It's picked up by McGilvery, and that'll be a turnover. Just getting a little bit too adventurous with the play there. Eden looked to shuffle the ball on quickly. Aikens flicked it through the legs. Barley wasn't ready for it, and that'll be a turnover 10 metres away from the line. A couple of minutes of this second half gone. There'll be the scrum feed here. Score remains Wakefield 18, Featherstone 6. Wakefield with the scrum feed 10 metres away from the own line. You're listening live on FRTV. McGilvery now. Tries to take on Hardcastle, who stands in the tackle. Difficult man to put on the ground, McGilvery. All the experience in the world, of course. Feats with Huddersfield and England. And Alforts has lost the ball again here. That's the second mistake for Daryl Alforts, who really does have, historically, a problem with making unforced errors. It was an issue that plagued him at Leeds and Castleford. And he's come up with 2 errors inside his own half again so far in this game, and put his team back under pressure. Featherstone, this plays right into their hands. As we mentioned in the first half, the territory and the ball was all with Wakefield pretty much. This time, with nearly 4 minutes of the second half gone, it's been Featherstone dominating the field position and the ball as well, as they'll have the scrum feed 25 metres away from the line. Reynolds gives it flat for there for Barley. Barley almost got away from Jowett. He'll play it 15 out. Bowes at acting half, gives it on to Arnold. Arnold had a man on his outside, keeps hold of it himself, loses a metre or 2 in there in the tackle of Shaw and Pitts. Plays it bang in front of the post. They come left. Reynolds into the line again. Dummies tries to go on the outside of his man. Good tackle from Jowett. Brings him to ground 5 metres out. Reynolds will play it. Arnold just straightens things up, looking to go over the top of his man. Pitts did just enough to put him on the ground a metre short. 10 metres to the left-hand side of the post. Burs, flat pass there for Kamano. Kamano's going to score! Maurice Kamano! Off the flat pass there from Harry Burs. Spins over the line and crucially brings Featherstone right back into this game within one score, with a kick coming here to get Featherstone back into the game. Fantastic play from Harry Burs. Found Maurice Kamano just what they needed, and a fantastic start to the second half. And Kamano playing his 20th game for Featherstone this season. That's his first try for the club, and what a time to get it. The scoreline now, Featherstone, Wakefield Trinity 18, Featherstone Rovers 10, with a kick to come from just to the left of the post. And just all of a sudden, a bit of belief injected into the game from Featherstone's side. As Ben Reynolds has the conversion attempt from just to the left-hand side of the post here. Should be an easy 2 points. Will cut the gap to 6. And he adds the extra 2. Wakefield Trinity 18, Featherstone Rovers 12. And the last 10 minutes of play on either side of half-time has belonged to James Ford's men. They've got themselves 2 tries and they're right back on the tails of Wakefield Trinity here. Still plenty of time in this game remaining, of course. Just 6 minutes of the second half gone as Darryl Powell looks to his bench, makes the change. Isaac Shaw off, Josh Bowden on. Interestingly, we've still yet to see Zeus Silk from Featherstone's side and Tommy Doyle from Trinity's side. As the kickoff comes, once again taken by Akins and handed on to the try scorer Kamano. He'll play it 10 metres out. Minikin now. He'll play it 20 metres away from his line. Tennyson finds the offload out the back. Reynolds gives it on to Day, who got the points going for Featherstone. He'll play it on the 40. Tackled by McGilvray. Barley fends away from Jowett. Can't get away from the attention of Griffin with help from Hood. Reynolds is going to kick early here, looking for the 40-20 back against the grain. Hasn't quite got the distance on it, and it just beats Connor Wynn over the touchline. Wasn't a bad kick, it's about 5 metres short of 40-20 there. If he'd got the length on it, would have been an interesting prospect. The Worms, they just let it trickle over the touchline. And all of a sudden, the Featherstone fans in front of us, a large number of them made the short trip across West Yorkshire, have found their voice. And for the first time in this game, the Wakefield fans a little bit subdued. But Wakefield in possession here through Alforts, keeps hold this time. We'll play it 30 metres out. Pratt picked up and driven to the ground there by Arnold. And a penalty given against Jack Arnold. And that's a very, very harsh decision, I have to say, against the Featherstone man. There didn't seem to be any lifting above the horizontal there. It was just a good, strong challenge. He's put on his back safely, and the referee, that's just overzealous from the officials there, I'm afraid to say. I know there's been a big crackdown on putting players in dangerous positions, but I think there was argument to say on replay that that wasn't above the horizontal. There was very, very little wrong with that tackle, and Featherstone now find themselves on the back foot. The penalty kick to touch. Wakefield start their set 40 metres out. Pitts goes down in the tackle of Arnold, helped out by Kamano. Boothroyd comes forward. Tackle under the ball there by Kamano again. 20 metres away from the line. Pitts out to Gale. Gale out to Wormsley. Wormsley's knocked off his feet there. Great read on the edge by Minikin. 15 metres away now though. Bowden comes forward. Inside the 10 now. 6 again coming against Featherstone. How many 6 agains have gone against Featherstone in this game? As the pass comes from Pratt. Pratt is closed down. That's a great tackle by Miniken. 6 again coming again here. Featherstone too slow off the ball. Boothroyd is cut in half there, and a great tackle by Arnold. Tennyson in there to lend support. He's 10 metres away from the line now, just to the left of the post. Hood, short pass there for Bowden. Bowden scores again. And that's really disappointing from a Featherstone point of view. They just got themselves back into the game. And a really harsh penalty, it has to be said, given against Jack Arnold further up the field for a lifting tackle, followed by a couple of 6 agains there on the try line, gave Wakefield the territory. And Bowden scores in almost a carbon copy of his first try. The short pass at the line from Liam Hood. And it leaves the scoreline now. Wakefield Trinity 22, Featherstone Rovers 12. If you're just joining us live on FRTV, it's now Wakefield Trinity 22, Featherstone Rovers 12. The most recent try scorer, Josh Bowden, getting his second of the game. Scored both of them in identical circumstances, almost in identical parts of the field, just to the left-hand side of the post. Short pass at the try line from Liam Hood. The hit and spin from Bowden. But it's the slightly contentious circumstances around the field position given to Wakefield there for a lifting tackle against Jack Arnold further up the field. And must say, I didn't see a great deal wrong with it. The Featherstone not able to hold them out off the back of that setback. Max Jowett now with the conversion attempt to edge Wakefield further ahead. Puts the ball between the posts once again. 4 from 4 from the Wakefield man. It's now Wakefield Trinity 24. Featherstone Rovers 12 with 10 minutes of the second half gone. Frustration for Featherstone, but they can't let that set them back too far. They've responded in kind a couple of times in this game so far. They need to find another response here. Still plenty of time remaining in this game, of course, and they've shown that they can put together quick tries when needed. As the kickoff comes again from the boot of Ben Reynolds, taken by Gale. Given on to Boothroyd. Boothroyd is met in the tackle of Nakabawa, who's back on the field now. Really strong tackle, taking back the best part of 10 metres there, and he'll play the ball just a couple of metres away from the try line. Featherstone need to find something defensively in this set. As Alfords comes forward, he'll play it 10 metres out. Ashurst, great tackle from Arnold and Tennyson, great contact. This has been a good defensive set so far after 3 plays from Featherstone. Wakefield still inside their own 20. Jowett just tries to stand them up, goes down in the tackle of Day. 20 metres out still. Griffin comes forward, beats the tackle of Arnold, but can't get away from Reynolds. This has been a good defensive set from Featherstone. Going to have to kick from inside their own 30. Gale under a bit of pressure this time. Punches the ball downfield. It's taken on one bounce by Eden. And Eden has a little bit of real estate to chew up before he meets Wakefield's defence on the 40-metre line in Featherstone's side of halfway. Jeffrey, saying his first professional appearance. And a penalty goes against Trinity this time in the same circumstances. So what I will say for the referee is he has at least been consistent. There didn't seem to be a great deal wrong. There wasn't a huge lot wrong with that lifting tackle on Maddox Jeffrey either, but has been penalised, so a small amount of justice in part has been done for Featherstone there, who have the kick to touch on that far side, and will start the set now 30 metres away from the Trinity line. Hardcastle just thunders into the line, spins out of the tackle and goes down eventually. 13 minutes of the second half gone. Wakefield Trinity 24. Featherstone Rovers 12 as Springer's back on the field now for his first carry. Jack Arnold, the man making way for him. Out the back it comes to Reynolds, onto Eden. Eden Nearly went without the ball. He did very, very well to keep hold of that, Greg Eden, holding the ball around his legs. Just lost a little bit of their way in attack as Aikens steps up his right foot. And he's brought to ground eventually in the tackle of Gale and Ashurst. He'll play it 8 metres away from the line. They spin the ball back centre field. An untidy pass over the head of Reynolds. Drops off Nakabawa for a settler. Nakabawa will play it back in front of the post on the last. They go left. Reynolds chips the ball out wide. McGilvray takes it, he loses the ball there. And it's gone backwards, and in fact a penalty going against Featherstone again for the challenge on McGilvray. Connor Wynn, the man penalised. It was a late call, must have come from the touch judge, deemed to have not made a valid attempt to try and take the ball, in fact taking the man. And another let-off for Wakefield, who a number of occasions Featherstone have been guilty of just letting them off the hook, letting them out of their own end. The kick to touch promotes the ball up to 20 metres away from the line, and Jack Croft, the man who will get things back underway, and he takes the ball up to the 30. Pitts now hands it on to Doyle now, who's on the field for the first time this afternoon. Pitts, been very impressive for Trinity so far, operating in the middle of the field. Doyle takes the pass from Bowden, cut down there by Bowes. Inside Featherstone's half now. Hood goes forward, gives it to Bowden. Bowden looking for the offload for Gale. Gale trying to get the pass wide, fires it out to Pratt. Pratt just cuts back in field, looking to find some tired defenders. He's found a gap through the middle of the field here, Ollie Pratt. The defence is coming across. Pratt's going to score himself here, is he? That's a great tackle attempt from Wynn, but he can't stop Ollie Pratt from scoring. And that was, for the first time, a little bit too easy defensively from Featherstone's point of view. Pratt took the ball, a hurried pass from Gale on the far left side. He crabbed all the way across field, weaved through a huge gap in the Featherstone defence in the middle of the field, and then there were 4 cover defenders in attendance. He managed to get round all of them, just skipping to the outside of defenders to score in the very far right corner. And that try is a hammer blow in the context of this game for Featherstone as Wakefield extend their lead. It's Wakefield Trinity 28, Featherstone Rovers 12. Just what Featherstone didn't need in this last 5 minutes after getting themselves back within a score, conceding back-to-back tries, and that one they can have no real complaints about. Just tired defending in the middle of the field. Pratt took the ball, just weaved his way right through the middle of the Featherstone defence and evaded 2 or 3 cover defenders to score in that far corner. And if you're being completely honest, just not quite good enough. If you're James Ford, from James Ford's point of view, he won't be happy with that defensive effort there from his side, and crucially opens up a 3-score advantage to Wakefield for the second time in this game. Max Jowett with the conversion attempt here, not making it easy for him in this game, just a metre in from the right touchline. He's been hitting them well so far. As he guides the ball between the posts once again. Brings the scoreline now to Wakefield Trinity 30, Featherstone Rovers 12.
And a try converted for Wakefield Trinity, sponsored by the Autism #1, Max Jowett. It's Wakefield Trinity 30, Featherstone Rovers.
What do Featherstone have left in the tank here? Been an energy sapping last 5 minutes for them. Still plenty of time to go though, of course. 24 minutes or so remaining as the kickoff is taken. And it's taken back there by the Wakefield man in the form of Jay Pitts, who's been close to the best player on the field so far. Played the whole game in the middle so far for Wakefield, as Alfords comes forward with a play 2 carry. Doyle now gives it on to Griffin. Griffin has split the line here. Josh Griffin, he's got men in support. He's got men looming up on the inside. It's Walmsley. Walmsley's going to kick clear and score. Is he here? He's going to get to the line. Connor Wynn gets to him, but he takes him over the line, Lachlan Walmsley. His second try of the game. And Wakefield in the last couple of minutes showing what they can do in attack. As Josh Griffin just split the line off a short ball. He summed it up beautifully. He had men on left and right in support. He gave the ball inside to Lachlan Walmsley. A valiant attempt at cover tackle there from Connor Wynn, who tracked all the way back to haul him down. But the momentum taking both players into the in-goal. And Lachlan Walmsley gets his second try of the game. 3 tries in a row in a short period here for Wakefield. Leads the scoreline now to Wakefield Trinity 34, Featherstone Rovers 12. And after being full of energy early in this second half, with the possession and territory going their way, things have flipped right on their head. How crucial was that? You don't want to labour it on refereeing decisions, but how crucial was that penalty when Featherstone had the momentum against Jack Arnold? A harsh penalty deemed to remember, but since then it's been all Trinity. And if you've been completely honest, Featherstone won't be happy with the way they've responded to that setback, conceding 3 tries back to back, and the last 2 coming with some fairly soft defensive efforts, as Griffin just went straight through the Featherstone right edge, as Jowett adds the extra 2 once again. Takes the scoreline now to Wakefield 36, Featherstone 12. So we approach the hour mark here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium.
Converting a try for Wakefield Trinity, sponsored by the Autism #1, Max Jowett.
But just a amendment to the time. We are on the 60-minute mark, so into the final quarter here we go in Wakefield as the kickoff is taken, and Josh Bowden will take the first carry of this set. They come forward now, Alfords again with that second play. Doyle off his right foot, bent backwards in the tackle there. Great shot up and under the ball by Nakabawa, but he gets up quickly to play it, and Ashurst now is taken by Silk. Was brought into the action just a few minutes ago. As they come forward again, inside ball there, knocked down and knocked on by the Wakefield man. That was a great tackle from Springer on Walmsley. They'd look for a late inside ball there to release Walmsley up the centre. But that was a great tackle from Springer. Knocked him off his feet and knocked the ball free. So after another period of dominance from Wakefield, Featherstone will get a reprieve here. They'll get the scrum feed on the halfway line. Wakefield 36, Featherstone 12. 18 minutes to go to full time here. Listening live on FRTV. And Featherstone simply have to be the next to score, and quickly, you'd imagine, as Wakefield have re-established a 3-score lead. They come forward again here. Eden, scragged to the ground, put towards the touchline and taken over the touchline now. And the referee ruling that there was always momentum in the tackle. And Featherstone give away the ball on the first play. It's always an interesting one of which way the referees will rule in those situations. They thought that his ball-carrying arm had hit the ground, but the referee ruling that the momentum of the tackle was never stopped, and Wakefield were in their rights to take Eden over the touchline. And a simple turnover coming again. They come out the back now for Gale. Gale gives it up to Walmsley, a little bit of space to wind up now. Pratt's into possession, he gives it to Alfords. Alfords is away down that left touchline. Great cover defence coming across from Jeffrey. Stops him 10 metres out, but the Featherstone defence hasn't got back here. They're coming right to this right edge, going through the hands here. Hood gives it to Croft. Croft's going to go close to scoring. Is he, Jack Croft? He's held up a metre short. And there's a great tackle from Connor Barley, but a penalty given against Featherstone here for offside. And I have to say, probably the correct decision. There was a number of Featherstone players who didn't get back behind the try line. But Wakefield well and truly going for the jugular here. They know that Featherstone are out on their feet and they're looking to put this game to bed as Featherstone need to hold on defensively here. There's been desperate defence on show throughout this 80 minutes so far. As Gale comes wide to Walmsley, ball untidy, bounces for Alforts. Alforts is taken into touch by Minikin. What a play that is from Greg Minikin, and that will be a feature that despite being behind in this game, that James Ford will be immensely proud of. The player simply not giving up, refusing to give in. As the ball came out, it was a one-on-one. Alforts had the space to get on the outside, but Minikin shuffled all the way across, got hold of him and put him into touch, and salvages possession for his side once again. Featherstone will have the scrum feed. They play the ball, I beg your pardon, 10 metres away from their own line. Quarter of an hour to go in this game. Barley. Wakefield defence is up quickly to meet him. They drive him back into his own 10 metre. It was Wynn, beats 1 and 2 and almost gets away from a third. Connor Wynn eventually goes down on this near touchline, 20 metres out. Day. Low tackle there coming in from Doyle. Hardcastle picked up and driven backwards there in the tackle of Pitts and Croft again. And the penalty comes this time against Wakefield. Jay Pitts shakes his head in dismay. Can't believe that decision. As the kick comes on this far touchline, left touchline, and Featherstone will start their set on the halfway line. Barley just taps it, gets on with it quickly, runs at Jowett, who is propelled backwards and comes again to finish off the tackle of Barley. Featherstone first tackle 40 metres away. Wakefield 36, Featherstone 12. Springer advances the ball just shy of the 20. Kabula back on the field, dummies, almost slipped the net there. Kabula eventually closed down in the tackle of Doyle, who was around the legs. 20 metres out, Bose skips out a dummy half, gets away from the markers, but he can't get away from Pitts. And Pitts puts him to ground 10 metres away, just to the left-hand side of the post. They come back through the centre. Kabula shapes to give it wide, gives a long pass out to Aikens. Out it comes to Eden. Eden has to cut back against the grain. Eden, this is what he likes, a bit of broken play. Coming back to the left touchline. Day, pass there for Barley. Barley tries to stand up. Jowett comes again. Good defensive play from the Wakefield man. Last tackle, 10 metres away from the line. Ball spun back in field. Reynolds steps off his right foot, slips and has to go down, fires the pass out. It's kicked forward by Eden into the in-goal area and put dead, but it will be given as a knock-on. In fact, a forward pass from Ben Reynolds, so it will be the turnover. And Wakefield's defence survives. And a frantic end to the set. Make about 12 minutes to go here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. If you're listening on live on FRTV, it's Wakefield Trinity 36, Featherstone 12. So we're just waiting for the play to get back underway here as players told to go back and tap it on the mark. It is eventually a 20-metre restart, 7 tackle set. McGilvery with the first carry. Croft, play 2. Runs into the teeth of the Featherstone defence. Bose in there to close him down 40 metres out. Doyle goes across field, beats the tackle of Nakabawa, but Kabula comes again to put him to ground. Pitts again, comes forward, just trying to wrestle his way up to the 30. He's brought to ground by Day. Still a couple of tackles remaining for Trinity. Ball comes out to Walmsley. In off his edge again was Minikin to close down the danger. He's done a good job On that edge defensively, Greg Minican. As they play it 20 metres out. Gale. Hands it off now for Pitts, who just straightens things up in the middle of the field. Jowett digs it to the line. The kick is taken there by Reynolds. Now then, has Reynolds got the pace to straighten it up? And Reynolds is coming forward, but he's wrapped up by McGilvray. And he's almost slipped away from McGilvray, and he's lost the ball in the tackle of McGilvray. And you couldn't really make that up for Ben Reynolds, who did really well to pluck out the kick out of the air from Jowett. He raced about 10-15 metres forward. He was brought to ground by McGilvray. And McGilvray working him over as he was getting up to play the ball. Reynolds just losing the ball and deemed to have taken his advantage. So it will now, perhaps unfortunately, be Wakefield scrum 20 metres away from the Featherstone line once again. So they come forward, off the scrum win. Pratt takes the tackle 25 out. Hardcastle, a man doing the tackling. As Bain comes back onto the field for Wakefield for the final 10 minutes of this one. Hood waits at acting half. 15 out. Short side play for Walmsley. Walmsley is on a hat-trick. He tries to go around doing what an offload that is out of the tackle for Jack Croft. Behind the man. Flicked the ball behind his back there, I think it was, and Jack Croft just collected it. He was on his way to the ground, Lachlan Walmsley, who was on a hat-trick, but unselfishly and spectacularly found the offload out of the tackle for Jack Croft to score, and just puts an exclamation mark on this Wakefield win. Now Wakefield Trinity 40, Featherstone Rovers 12. And you could see what was happening there. There was too much space just to the right-hand side of the ruck. Walmsley flipped round to the blind side. He recognised it. Big right footstep, went through the gap. Brad Day did all he could to bring him to ground. A metre short, but he just powerless to help him flicking that offload out. And Jack Croft just collected it. Won't score an easier try in his career. Almost collected it over the line. Put the ball down for Wakefield's 7th try of the afternoon. And Max Jowett with the conversion attempt from about 10 metres to the right-hand side of the post. The way he's been kicking this afternoon, you wouldn't back against him. Adding another 2 points to Trinity's tally here. The scoreline not really reflective in how Featherstone have been here. They've really battled hard and come up with 2 really good tries, one either side of half-time to get themselves back into the game. But Wakefield kicking clear in the last 20 minutes or so, as Jowett adds the extra 2 once again. 7 from the tee for the Wakefield fullback. Scoreline now, Wakefield Trinity 42, Featherstone Rovers 12. And a big last 8 minutes or so coming up for Featherstone of how they respond and how they finish this game. They need to keep playing with the belief and desperation they've shown throughout the majority of this game, and don't just let the floodgates open here. As the kickoff comes, Gale pouches it safely, gives it on to Bain. Bain careers back into the defence. That's a great defensive effort from Featherstone, but they can't stop him from offloading the ball. And Alfords now has possession and takes it forward up and over that 20-metre line. As Boothroyd comes forward. Doyle gives it on to Ashurst. Ashurst plays it 5 short of halfway. Bain, second carry in this set, stumbled a little bit. Bowes is knocked down. There's a quick play of the ball there for Gale. Knocked down there, and a good tackle from Minican on Pratt. This will be the last one for Wakefield, 30 metres away from the line. Bo's just stung a little bit on the previous tackle. He's hobbling a little bit in back play. The kick comes high, takes one bounce and goes over the touchline. Maddox Jeffrey not willing to take the risk on that one, and it beat everybody into touch on that far side. So Featherstone will have the ball 10 metres away from their own line, make it about 6 minutes remaining here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. Score remains Wakefield Trinity 42, Featherstone Rovers 12. And they play the ball there. Barley takes the ball forward again. He's met in the tackle of Griffin. He'll play it 10 metres out. Win. Bundled backwards in the tackle of Croft and Jowett. Still inside their own 20, Featherstone. Back on the field is Jack Arnold. He's replaced Silk, who had a short spell in the late in the second half as the pass comes wide here for Jeffrey. Jeffrey's got a little bit of pace down that far side, finds the pass in field for Eden. Eden is cut down in the tackle of Alfords. Good play from Featherstone. Can they finish with a try here? They can get the ball wide here. There's a chance. Ball comes out to Reynolds. Reynolds fires the pass out for Barley. Pass wasn't quite crisp enough and he was immediately swallowed up in the tackle of Croft. 15 metres away from the line on the last. Pass comes out to Reynolds. Reynolds just hoists the kick high to that corner. Jeffrey bats it back to Minikin. Can Minikin get to the line? Here's Greg Minikin and he's put into touch. And the penalty, in fact, comes against Wakefield. And there's a little bit of argy-bargy in the far corner now. The Featherstone players not happy with the challenge on Greg Minikin. It's a high tackle which left Minikin on the ground. He is thankfully back to his feet. But a little bit of pushing and shoving. Tempers boiling over a little bit in the hot weather in the final few minutes of this one. A little bit of frustration from Featherstone perhaps. A great play from Eden in the build-up to that one. Floated the ball wide to Jeffrey, who almost got away from his man. Pratt did a good job to bring him down, fired the pass back inside for Eden. Eden was cut down 20 metres away from the line. But Featherstone, upon the resumption here, will have a penalty. Minikin looks okay, a little bit shaken up, but okay to carry on. Greg Minikin easily been one of Featherstone's best players this afternoon. Defensively, done a really good job on that far side for the large part. The referee just calls over Minikin and Captain Brad Day. Just having a word with them. A little more than a talking to, and now it'll be Gale who gets called out by the referee. The two ex-Castleford teammates, of course, in the middle of that melee. They just carry on, but the penalty will go against Wakefield for the high tackle on Greg Minikin, I beg your pardon. Minikin will just tap the ball 10 metres out, fires the pass infield to Hardcastle, who almost went without it, and eventually goes back, but loses ground there on that play. Still going backwards here. As Nakabawai comes forward again. Straightening up the attack a little bit somewhat. Be deserved if Featherstone could get over for a try here in the final couple of minutes. As Aikens, flat pass there for Arnold. Arnold goes down in the tackle of Doyle. We play it 8 metres out just to the left-hand side of the post. Still tackles in the bag for Featherstone. Ball comes out to Reynolds. Reynolds out the back to Aikens. Aikens almost went without it. Fires the pass out to Minikin. Minikin's going to cut back against the grain and score, Greg Minikin! And he scores to the right-hand side of the post. Nothing more of consolation, of course, but Featherstone have worked hard tirelessly all afternoon here. They've never thrown in the towel, even when the momentum was well against them, and get a try for their efforts at the end of this game in the final couple of minutes. And it goes to Greg Minikin, who just got the ball out wide, cut off his right foot, back in again off the big right foot step to beat Walmsley, and he scores to the right-hand side of the post. And he has been, as I just mentioned, one of Featherstone's best players this afternoon, and none more deserving of that 4-pointer than Minikin. The scoreline now, Wakefield Trinity 42, Featherstone Rovers 16. As Reynolds has the conversion attempt from almost bang in front of the post here. And he slots it between the sticks once again. Scoreline now, Wakefield Trinity 42, Featherstone Rovers 18. There can't be more than a couple of minutes to go here in this one. So here we have it. Wakefield Trinity 42, Featherstone Rovers 18. Featherstone getting a try in the final couple of minutes thanks to Greg Minikin. Kickoff comes, taken by Akins, who gives it on now to Nakabawai. Nakabawai, good carry up the middle of the field, eventually put to ground by Doyle. Alex Jeffrey hands it out now to Reynolds. Reynolds out the back to Eden. Eden double pumps, gives it to Barley. Barley gives it to Wynn. A little bit of space now, and the pass has been ruled forward. It's been ruled forward. And again, didn't seem to be a great deal wrong with that. The call from the touch judge. And Featherstone had created the space on that left edge. Wakefield's right. They'd released the player, but pulled back there for a forward pass. And it will now be Wakefield who have the scrum feed. 20 metres away from the line now. They'll have the final possession of this game, you'd imagine, barring an error. As Ashurst looks to split the defensive line there. But can't do so. Plays it now for Pitts, who gives it on to Bain. Bain just goes down in the challenge. Plays it 10 metres out. Doyle gives it out to Pitts, to Gale, out to Jowett. Jowett fires the pass out all the way out to Daryl Alfords, who scores in the corner. And a little bit of a frustrating end to the game for Featherstone Rovers, who just got the try to put some respect back on the scoreboard. And then a turnover off the back of the forward pass. Wakefield went through the hands. Quick shift play. Jowett slotting into his usual position at fullback, just fired a face ball out to Daryl Alfords, who touched down in the corner. And the scoreline now, Wakefield Trinity 46, Featherstone Rovers 18. As the siren sounds in the background, that will be the final. That try was the final play of the game, barring the kick here from Max Jowett. The scoreline now perhaps flatters Wakefield a little bit. They have been the better side. They do deserve the win, but the margin of the score perhaps a little bit doesn't quite reflect the effort and how competitive Featherstone have been in this game. As Wakefield have the final say in the end. The try to Daryl Alfords down that left edge. Great bit of play from Max Jowett. Held up the ball well, summed up the numbers, put the ball on the outside of Jeffrey, and he touched down in the corner despite the attention of Greg Eden. And Max Jowett now with his 8th conversion attempt of the afternoon. He's 7 from 7 so far, looking to maintain a 100% record. As I said, this will be the final play of the game. Tight to that left touch line, 25 metres out. So step up, and he's just pulled it to the left-hand side of the posts. So full time here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. It's Wakefield Trinity 46, Featherstone Rovers 18. And it's a game where Featherstone had some chances. The full first half completely dominated by Wakefield. who led 18 points to 6 with just Brad Day try at the stroke of half-time, getting Featherstone back into the game. Featherstone made a great start to the second half, with Maurice Camano getting his first try for the club and his first try in professional rugby league to cut the gap to just 6. And then Wakefield going on a run of 4 tries, with a second to Josh Bowden, Ollie Pratt, and a second to Lachlan Walmsley. Jack Croft joining the scorers. Greg Minican pegged one back for the visitors with just a few minutes remaining, but Wakefield, as I said, had the final say with a try to Daryl Alforts on full time. And it's a game that Featherstone, who've been doing it tough, a number of players missing. Scrape, they only had enough players to put out FULL80, who've obviously brought in Maddox Jeffrey and Sammy Kabula today. Both made their debuts for the club to make sure they could put out 17 fit players. Both players played their part and had good moments at times, but ultimately Featherstone falling short here, fall to their second successive defeat. And we'll need to bounce back next week as Wakefield roll on. Again, just one defeat to their name so far in the championship as they maintain their grip on top spot. Things for James Ford's side to work on, but he'll certainly be happy with the effort shown from his players. A never say die attitude against an extremely dominant Wakefield side at times, who threatened to kick clear. It's finished full time here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. Wakefield Trinity 46, Featherstone Rovers 18. Thank you very much for listening on FRTV. Have a very good afternoon.